Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at, well, basically, to cut a long story short, we're going to be taking a look at how you can complete the Realm of the Gods challenge for the Fighting Legend Vegeta event. So this is basically a, I guess, different build to the one I used for the Fighting Legend Goku GT. The two events are very similar in difficulty, so all I can really say is that, at the end of the day, it's probably best that you just kind of alter either of the two team builds that I used. There's a couple good free-to-play options as well that you can use, like Android 17 and 18 Future. Just requires you to get them up and running as a pairing. So there's pretty solid options, the strength Vegeta as well. With this team build, deciding not to really prioritize free-to-play units and just building more around just having a really strong Realm of the Gods team. However, here we're not going to be using the tech allows Zamasu as our lead, we're just using him as a friend lead. And as he kind of did in the Fighting Legend Goku event, he's just going to be a hard carry throughout most of the event. Now the team in general, pretty solid, I would say. We've got the AGL Goku Black. AGL Goku Black is a pretty good 40% support for the Future Saga category. He builds up his attack and defense based on how many times he gets hit. And once he's fully built up, he can be decent. We're talking 4 million attack stats, 300k defense. A relatively solid unit, without being particularly anything like too crazy. He's not like an insane 40% support, but he's a pretty decent 40% support, I would say. Then outside of that, basically how it's going to work is we have that AGL Goku Black. We've also got the physical Goasu and Zamasu, thank you. I'll get there eventually. That one always trips me up. But they're also pretty good. They're really quite solid. Obviously, they've got their Easy A, and their Easy A is pretty good. It's quite reliable. It makes them, they were always kind of a lottery unit with their dodge being their main factor. Like, they provided good support, and then their dodge was kind of their main factor, like, are they going to get their dodges off? They still kind of are like that. I mean, it's not like they're going to survive a super attack or anything, but yeah, they are pretty good. When they attack superclass enemies, they have a 140% defensive buff. So yeah, that's really quite solid. And yeah, I think over, considering everything involved, I think they're just a relatively solid floating support to have on the team, So we've got them, we've got the AGL Goku Black. They're going to all be floating supports. We're going to let the Goku Black build up a little bit early on. We've then got the Strength Rose, obviously a really cool unit, who's also a good support unit. So this category's got quite a lot of good supports on it, which is really cool. Obviously the Rose providing defense as well. Also has the ability to increase his own stats depending on whether he gets the final blow. So you see here we're prioritizing him getting the final blow against Vegeta, so that he can obviously augment his own stats as well. So definitely arrange that one if you can. Just gives him a little bit of a boost and makes your life a little bit easier later on. Not like he can't handle later on, but it just does make your life a little bit easier later on. So yeah, really good stuff. Now the AGL Zamasu, obviously quite a crucial component here. We also have the Int Goku Black. So AGL Zamasu, for those who maybe haven't seen his Easy A somehow, obviously really incredible. That ability to fire off multiple super attacks, stack attack and defense, and that 50% damage reduction, all kind of coming together to just look really good. Just to look really solid. So that's obviously a big plus for us. We also have his transformation, which will give him a huge damage boost, which we can use to finish off the event later on, which is also obviously really good. So there's a couple kind of really solid foundationary units in this team. Then we have the Int Goku Black. obviously also a pretty solid unit. Into Goku Black, you know, being just a fairly consistent performer. Obviously no defense, which is a problem, but wanted to try him out before his EZA and just kind of get a good look at him as a unit and just kind of see, you know, where he is in, yeah, just where he is really, because it is quite interesting to see, you know, units like Goku Black, and obviously everyone's excited for him to potentially get his EZA. I just wanted to see how his kit functions and what they could change. Overall, obviously his greatly stacking defense is going to be great after his EZA, as long as they can give him a decent defensive foundation to work off of. He could be the like Realm of the Gods Zamasu team equivalent of Tech sort of Hope Trunks, which could be really, really good, because I think that's, you know, a really solid option for them. And it's not necessarily what they need, but it's also pretty good, I think, for them in the long run. So definitely a really solid unit. Hopefully his EZA is going to be great. You want to get him to transform if possible, because obviously that just means he's going to be better defensively. Otherwise you don't want him to transform, because that means he's going to be better defensively. I know it's a very weird concept, but it is exactly what it sounds like. If he transforms, he loses his stacks, so if you transform him early, he can build them up. If he doesn't transform, he keeps what he's gained, so, you know, don't let him transform then. It's a very interesting kind of situation. The Goku Rose form was always more of a offensive based change more than anything else. So yeah, all pretty good stuff. Obviously, because we are in an event against a super opposition, we actually have the privilege of using Zamasu's domain ability, which augments the amount of damage that they take, which I think is pretty cool. So that's one of the perks of taking on this event, which is really, really solid. And yeah, obviously merge Zamasu into LR merge Zamasu going to be a really good damage dealer, good second slot unit, especially alongside this infinite Zamasu, since they share so many links. And it's also the perfect setup for him, you know, augmented damage, alongside as well, of course, the defensive security of having a unit in the first slot that can't take damage, which, you know, by my estimate is pretty good stuff. So yeah, Zamasu doing a great job. The Zamasu duo doing a really fantastic job. And then yeah, AGL Zamasu is also going to really kind of bring it to a close for us. So overall, a really, really solid performance, I would say. I think this team's, you know, obviously getting a huge amount of buffs right now, and I think they look really good because of it. I think they're super duper fun. I think they're a really, really strong team, and yeah, I had a ton of fun using them. There is definitely, you know, some more units that they can improve on. Whether they do improve on them, we will see. Because yeah, they basically only have like 2 units left. I think they have the LR Rose, and they have the transforming Goku Black that I mentioned earlier. So yeah, they don't have a lot of options left really to augment. So either they go all out and basically have every Goku Black and Zamasu have been EZA'd and brought up to speed, and you know, this team doesn't get buffs for like ever. Or they save them to give them a little bit of buffs later on along the road. There's also a chance that there's a new LR for the team as well. So yeah, there's definitely a couple things going on in that regard. But overall, really, really cool stuff. I think overall it was a pretty fun event. And yeah, using this team was a lot of fun. Some really good synergy with all of the units. And yeah, just a good time in general. So that's basically going to be it from me. Let me know what you guys think, and yeah, I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. So until then, take care, stay safe, and bye.